Surveillance studies. The field of surveillance studies has grown rapidly over the past few decades with new social media and technological implications. And also, there has been many theoretical explanations, concepts, and arguments among professional scholars regarding surveillance practices. Surveillance is considered as a basic element of human nature. However, it has become a more systematic routine in the contemporary society. French philosopher Michel Foucault's book Discipline and Punish created new approaches to understanding surveillance. Michel Foucault's panopticon structure was central to new debates and caught the imagination of many researchers. However, digital media and computer-based analytical systems gave a whole new meaning to surveillance. Many post-panopticon theorists believe Foucault's concept of surveillance is static and out of date. New notions have emerged since then in surveillance studies, such as surveillance assemblage. In this discussion, we will explore the validity of panopticism in the contemporary society. The term panopticon derived from the architectural drawing of British social reformer Jeremy Bentham. The panopticon functions as a round-the-clock surveillance machine. Its design ensured that no prisoner could ever see the inspector who conducted surveillance from the privileged central location within the radial configuration. This prison architecture, invented by the Bentham brothers but elaborated by Jeremy Bentham, became the crucial diagram for Michel Foucault's work on surveillance. Foucault explains the nature of this building in his book Discipline and Punish. Each individual in his place is securely confined to a cell from which he is seen from the front by the supervisor, but the side wall prevents him from coming into contact with his companions. The prisoner is seen, but he does not see. He is the object of information, never a subject in communication. However, at first, it seems this theory is not applicable to the contemporary society, especially with the rise of social media. People constantly engage with each other. The construction of online identities has given the opportunity for people to explore their own subjectivity. Post-panopticon theorist Matthiessen contends that Foucault failed to acknowledge the rise of the spectacle in mass-mediated societies, where the many watch the few, for which Matthiessen coins the term synopticism. In parallel to this, Haggerty and Erickson speaks of an emerging surveillance assemblage. This assemblage operates by abstracting human bodies from their territorial settings and separating them into a series of discrete flows. These flows are then reassembled into distinct data doubles which can be scrutinized and targeted for intervention. Surveillance assemblage relies on multiple technologies to record discrete observations. Contemporary surveillance involves electronic monitoring of both organic and non-organic bodies. It has given the opportunity to tag human body so that its movement through space can be recorded. These trails of information flows can be reconstructed to identify a person's habit, preference, and lifestyle. Examples of such advanced surveillance methods are baby monitors, wearable electronic monitors, GPS technology, and RFID chips. Furthermore, Haggerty and Erickson points out that surveillance assemblage is used to fulfill the desires for control, governance, security, profit, and entertainment. They suggest that the surveillance assemblage is very contrast to the panopticon theory because it cannot be dismantled by prohibiting a particular unpalatable technology, nor it can be attacked by focusing criticism on a single bureaucracy or institution. Foucault believed that knowledge is always a form of power, but he took it a step further and told us that knowledge can be gained from power, producing it, not preventing it. Through observation, new knowledge is produced. In his view, knowledge is forever connected to power. Foucault used this module to explain the power structure of society. He argues that governments and dominant groups are using surveillance methods to keep the public in a fearful situation. There is always the fear among the public that they are being watched constantly. These surveillance strategies prevent people from doing things that are outside the law. Just think about all the red light cameras, speed light cameras used by the police to enforce discipline to our everyday life. Just imagine the enormous amount of personal details we provide to big companies through social media. Even though Foucault's panopticon structure seems not viable anymore, his notion of power of the gaze and knowledge is power can definitely be used to understand contemporary surveillance.